Rikka not only won the event, there were a couple of other duelists that were messing around with the concept of this deck as well. And of course, we have more Mathmech and even Flunder for you guys today. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button, please, so we can get to 110,000. So the first thing we're going to be looking at here, a little bit different take on Rikka from what you guys previously seen. You know, on that first place grind here, all the way back down here to this, you see kind of a little similar story here where we have the Dark Row and No Mores. We were going to board break here. But you see that we've reduced the number of, or we've upgraded the number of cards in our deck to 44. And we're also got Ghost Ogres in here as well. No Rivalry of the Warlords in this build, but I think that's fine. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of DD Craw. We also have triple copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. We also have one Lone Fire Blossom, one Mudan, one Primordia, triple copies of Rikka Petal, triple copies of Rikka Princess, one Snowdrop, one copy of the Sunsea Twin, only 2 copies of Loki. I mean, being able to bring this out off of this is pretty much the same thing as playing multiple copies of this. We also have one Called by the Grave, triple Dark Row No More, one for one, triple Pot of Prosperity, triple copies of Rikka Glamour, our triple copies of Con, one Sunvine Sowing, triple copies of Unexpected Die, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, and we have one Rikka sheet here, wrapping up our main deck. Down here in the extra deck, we have one good old Dance Peony, one Sunvine Thrasher, 2 healers. Of course, 2 of these is going to be a lot more straightforward, I feel like. We have one Melias, triple Dryas, one Begalancer, one Jasmine, one Teardrop, the one Hyperton, 2 Sterena, and then 1 copy of Alsa. And then we have 2 copies of Nibiru, triple Gamma, 1 Driver, 2 Cosmic, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Twin Twisters, 1 Red Reboot, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up none other than your very interesting take for this deck. I'm glad to see that plants have gotten multiple concepts, though, working for them. Good stuff. Next up here is our tier elements list we're going to be looking at for this video here. Once again, you kind of get to see another interesting takeaway here for Top Cut. Dark Gruffer getting another chance to showcase here and show the world that, hey, you know, this is getting the chance to step up. You're getting the chance to see a lot of the overall power scaling of the format, and I honestly think that that's really good. You know, at the end of the day, when you can see that much of a difference within your metagame just kind of resonating out here, yeah, the meta definitely has some very interesting things going for it. So we have 2 copies. We have 2 copies of Danger Bigfoot. We have 2 copies of Mothman. Triple copies of Danger Nessie, the 1 Jackalope with the 1 Tsuchinoko. We also have the 1 Dark Gruffer here. And then we have 1 Fairy Tale Snow, 2 copies of the Gizmek Orochi, triple copies of Havnes, triple copies of Merly. Then we have triple copies of Reno Heart, triple copies of the Shayren. Then we have 1 Called by the Grave, triple Dark Ruler No More, 1 Foolish Barrel, 1 Galaxy Cyclone, 1 Instant Fusion, 2 Pot of Desires, triple copies of Paralino, 1 copy of Rhoda, triple Super Poly, and 2 copies of Solakir. Did you notice that this main deck feels very similar to the second place list? Because they're literally very close in terms of build. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Zero Boros, 1 Bomber Dragon, 1 IP, the 1 Dahark, 1 Curious, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Zeus, 1 copy of Dingrisu, 1 Abyss Dweller, 2 Kitagalos, the 1 Kaleido Heart, 1 Dracostapelia, 1 Mud Dragon, and 1 copy of the Garuda. Then we have 1 Pankratops, triple Sphere Mode, triple Droplets, 1 Feather Duster, triple Deck Devastation Fires, triple Dimensional Barrier, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up your other take for tier elements. And I'm glad to see that, like, we had this much diversity across the board here for players, you know, getting the chance to showcase all of these cool ideas. Next up here is our Flunder list. Now, the reason why looking at Flunder right now is so interesting is because this deck just got destroyed off of the face of the planet. Like, I'm not really sure like what players really expect out of Flunder at this point in time, but this deck is still kind of struggling. You know, this was the anti-meta contender for so long. You reverse course here, you take a step back and you're like, wow, you know, this is what we're dealing with right now, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is yes. This is basically one of the current iterations of this. I do like the fact that we're only maining one Ultimate Slayer and then like double Harpy's Featherstorm here. We just didn't even play the third Harpy's Featherstorm. I guess we deemed it not needed. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of Barrier Statue of Storm Winds. Definitely interesting that, you know, you got to roll back here to play 2 of these. We also have triple copies of Dimension Shifter, triple copies of Eagle, 1 N-Pen, triple copies of Rabina, 1 Stritch, 1 Toucan Sam, 1 Apex Avion, and 1 Mega Rise. And we have 1 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, triple copies of Advent and Adventure, triple copies of the Magnificent Map, 1 Unexplored Winds. We have triple copies of Duality and triple copies of Prosperity. This is your best pot combination. We have 1 Terraforming, 1 Ultimate Slayer, the 1 Dreaming Town, and 2 copies of Harpy's Featherstorm. Down in the next deck, we have 1 Win, 1 Frigette, 1 Zeroboros, 1 2 Anima, 1 Troubled Sunny, 1 Iria, 1 Dahark, 1 Promenade Thrush, 1 Assembled Nightingale, 1 Downard, 1 Zeus, 1 Omega, 1 Fossil Skull Knight, and 1 Anitis. Then we have 1 Kishi's Kill and Lilla, of course, for our big Link 4. Triple Nibiru, 1 Change of Heart, 1 Dark Roller, 2 MST, 2 Ultimate Slayer, 2 Dimensional Barrier, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up our little interesting Floowandereeze experiment out of this weekend here. Next up is Mathmech. Now, this duelist was raving about how good the Rite of Armesia package was in this deck. All right, just being able to set up the potential Omni Negate through the Griffin Rider here to be able to play the game was basically the go-to strategy for this. And I found it very interesting just how much success that we were hearing from this player for this. So I am happy to see that we did see Mathmech get the chance to do well. It's very good here, especially with, you know, the inclusion of this package. You don't really see that all that often right now. So just most of the time it's just circular roll with it. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Effect Veiler, and triple copies of Ghost Ogre. Now remember, Ghost Ogering when they have an Almirage up is bad, okay? We also have triple copies of Addition, triple copies of Circular, 2 copies of Diameter, 2 copies of Sigma, triple copies of Subtraction, triple copies of Nibiru. Then we have 1 Griffon Rider, 2 copies of Water Enchantress, triple Cyanite Mining, 1 Draco Back, 1 Faithful Adventure, 2 Rite of Armesia, triple copies of Small World, and then we have 2 copies of Super Factorial here. Down here in the extra deck, we have the 1 Update Jammer for OTKs, 1 Transcode Talker as well, 1 Cyverse adding Nestor. Yes, you can make this bad boy and laugh at your opponent. We have 2 Splash Mages, 1 Almirage, 1 Link Spider, 1 Lingaribo, 1 IP with the 1 Decode Talker Heatzel, 1 Access Machine, and then 2 Laplace and 2 Alimbertian. Then we have 2 DD Crows, 1 Pankratops, 2 Ghost Bells, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Lightning Storm, triple Evenly Matched. Then we have 1 Induction and 1 Red Reboot here, wrapping up our takeaway for Mathmech. And the last one we have for you guys here is, oh boy, Sprite Adventure. Man, there are so many Sprite decks that have been rolling around out here at these events. Like, they all kind of blend together and look the same. I guess one of the cool things about this list is just the fact that we're playing triple Plague Spreader Zombie. You know, I don't underestimate, like, how much value you can actually get out of Plague Spreader. I mean, obviously being able to bring this off of Halki 5-Brax here, laugh at your opponent feels really, really good at the end of the day. But it's just that, like, this is going to be just a valuable extender that you'll be able to capitalize with and do your job. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 2 copies of DD Crow, 2 Ghost Bells, 2 Ghost Ogies, 2 copies of Space Rock, the triple Plague Spreader, 1 Ronin Totem with the triple Sprite Blue, 1 Carrot, triple Jet, of course, with the 1 Red, triple Swampy Froggy, of course, 1 Griffin Rider with the triple Water Enchantress. We went full on board with this. 1 Draco Back with the 1 Faithful, 1 Foolish Burial, triple Prosp, triple Right, 1 Smasher, the triple Starter, and the triple Imperm. Then we have 1 Zero, 2 Elf, the 1 Almirage, the 1 Unicorn, the 1 IP, 1 Dahark with the 1 Hulk, 1 Access Code, 1 Toad, 1 Centuria, 2 Sprites, 1 Downard, and the 1 Zeus. And then, of course, you got to pack in 1 Scythe, the 1 Crow, the 1 Pankratops, the 1 Nibiru, triple gamma with the one driver, the triple sanctum, the triple evenly matched, and the one copy of Red Reboot here, bringing together everything that we have seen or really care about, I think, out here from Euros. So what do you guys think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'm looking forward to honestly seeing some more of the crazy other rogue decks that players brought to the table as well, guys. So have a good rest of your day. I'll see beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.